Hello, I don't know what we're gonna call this, but let's just say I went to a cookout and it was one of my subscribers on Spectre Gadget, cooks pretty good food. Been to plenty of his cookouts. He has lots of cookouts. He always invites me to his cookouts. Pretty nice guy and all, but man, this is where we disagree. He there's that new, I guess I don't know if it came out already. The Maverick movie, Gun Maverick. Some of the ads said it already came out, but then it says it's come out the end of this year for some reason, so I don't know if it's out. And he thinks it came out, but this for IMAX, right? And then they pulled it, and now they're going to release it at the end of the year for regular theaters. And I told him, no, dude, I used to work in the movie theater and theater business, and when movies come out, IMAX, they release the IMAX version and the regular version at the same time usually. And if they're going to release, usually if they're going to release the a second version, the IMAX comes out later. But now the thing was filmed with IMAX cameras, so maybe he could be right about that. But I think it's, if y'all know when if the movies came out, Maverick, Top Gun Maverick with the new Tom Cruise movie, if it's already out, comment below if you've actually seen the movie, because I don't know if it's out yet. So, anyway, and then get this. This guy, Spectre Gadget, for some reason, I don't know where you get this information from, he actually thinks that Tom Cruise and all the actors are actually flying those F-18s. He actually thinks they train those actors to learn how to fly a plane, because Tom Cruise actually has a pilot's license. He's a commercial pilot. He got that back when he was in he got his started taking flying lessons after he did the first Top Gun movie, because he just thought flying would be a good, he just wanted to learn how to fly after making the movie. So he is a commercial pilot, right? And but that's a big jump to being F-18s. Now there are some scenes in the movies where they flying some props. He's flying propeller planes. Now that is him, and I read somewhere like they did let him do a little bit of flying with some of those F-18s or F-14s. There's a very low altitude, and no, that is not Tom Cruise flying when he goes up. But now he is in the cockpit, right? He is in the cockpit. All the actors are in the cockpit because behind the scenes, they worked with some Top Gun pilots, and but I believe there's no way they're going to let any of those actors fly those airplanes like that, because what if they crash, and then I don't think they care about the airplane, but what if they crash and they didn't eject out right and got injured and died, Mm. All right. He does make some pretty good food, but yeah, I don't know what I'm going to title this. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to title this. Yeah. And comment down below if you think that Tom Cruise and those actors are actually flying the planes. But they're using they somehow retrofitted those planes. Somehow they can have the real pilots fly them, like the actors in the cockpit, because they couldn't act, they couldn't fake, they wanted to have the actual person go up and have the G-force. Now they did say in the behind the scenes interview, and behind the scenes, they worked with the pilots, and the actors did go to the flight school to learn some basic flying, and how to handle the G-force. So now that is, and Tom Cruise does do his own stunts in his movies. I read that. That's been verified. I'm pretty sure of that. And he may have done some they may let him do some little bit of flying movie, but he's not flying those 8 F-18s in the whole damn movie. They're not letting him, that one where he goes up like that, that's not, Tom Cruise is in that cockpit, but he's not flying that plane. They're not going to let him do that because that's I don't think that's, no, but comment below if you actually think all those actors are flying the airplane. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to even call this. Main story time. So so yeah, I'm gonna load this up and comment, like, subscribe below. Let me know what you think of the new Top Gun movie Maverick as it even came out, because seems to be some confusion on when it's coming out. And if you think they're actually flying those actors are flying those planes, or Tom Cruise is doing all that flying in the movie, except for maybe some, because he's got his commercial pilot license. They did let him fly some propeller. I think there's some scenes, supposed to be some scenes in the movies where there's some propeller airplanes that he's flying, and they did let him do that. But there's no way they're gonna let someone, I don't care who you are, I don't care how famous you are, they're not gonna let you get in the cockpit of an F-18 and actually fly it. If they're gonna let you sit in there, they even had to get special permission to let them sit in the cockpits, you know. And they somehow must have retrofitted the airplanes to have an actual Top Gun pilot fly the plane. Now, I did read somewhere on the internet can't remember who it was, but most of the flying in the movie is done by some astronaut. I can't remember. Let me see if I can look it up here. Let's look this up here. Yeah, no, I don't. I guess I could have used Google Voice, but I don't like doing it. Okay, it says Tom Cruise is doing his own stunts in Top Gun Maverick, and the findings he is taking on could be riskier than his Mission Impossible stunts. Okay, he's in the cockpit, so he is doing that stunt. He is in that cockpit, but who did the flying in Top Gun Maverick? Okay, so no, Tom Cruise is not doing his flying. That's not right. Although he pilots several different aircraft, Tom Cruise, even though he's aircraft in Top Gun, Top Cruise. Although he piloted several different aircraft in Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise was denied clearance by the U.S. Navy to fly the F-18 jet. He was denied clearance. He does not fly. He does not get to fly an F-18 jet. Maybe he gets to fly a lower class jet, but Navy probably didn't allow him because they know he's a douche. I don't think he's a douche. Tom was but some of the pilots in Gun secret can only be piloted by aviators with military experience. Yeah, you gotta have military experience to fly those planes. Did the actors actually fly in Top Gun 2? Fans can expect a thrill action sequence in the sequel of 1986 Top Gun, already glimpsed at the trailers. The sequel, thanks to IMAX cameras placed in F-18 cockpits, flown by Navy pilots, cruising co-stars Miles Teller and Glenn Powell were put through an aerial boot camp. They went through a boot camp. They did go to some kind of boot camp. Like I said, they learned some basic flying, maybe some of the basics of flying, how to handle G-force. They had to do that because. Okay, let me see here. Let me just use Google Voice. Google Voice. Oops. Who are the stunt pilots for Top Gun Maverick? Okay, I don't care about Scott Baio turning the roll down. I remember reading somewhere like there was some NASA astronaut doing it. Let me see if I can. Although Top Gun Maverick does feature the F-18 jet, those scenes were all completed with the assistance of Navy pilots. Okay, Navy pilots. But I read somewhere there was some astronaut they used for some of the stunt work or some of the actual flying. But yeah, they're gonna have those. What they were. The actors might have been in the cockpits, but no, they had some. Pretty sure they had some assistance from actual pilots. That know what the fuck they're doing. Did Tom Cruise fly the F-14 in Top Gun 1? According to Bruckheimer, according to Bruckheimer, Cruise wanted to make sure the actors could actually be in the F-18s while filming the sequel, but having him fly in one himself was apparently a no-go. So they allowed him in the cockpit, but flying, that was a no-go. Okay. The Top Gun school, that really does exist. That actually is a school. Who is the only Top Gun actor who didn't vomit while in the fighter jets? Anthony Edwards is the only actor who didn't vomit while in the fighter jets. Wait a minute. I guess they were in the fighter jets in the first movie too, but no one claimed that no one claimed that they were really flying those jets in the first movie. So they did in the first movie. Yeah. So yeah, comment below, and this is probably one of my longest videos. I don't usually make long videos and long-winded and shit. So yeah, comment and like and subscribe below, and Spectre Gadget probably isn't gonna like this video, or maybe he will.